It's the Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The voice of the creative economy.
With Vincent Heeringa.
Yeah, he joined us this morning from Ideologue magazine, Good Magazine, stoppress.co.nz and a whole lot more as well. G'day there, Vincent.
Good morning, Wammo. How are you, mate?
I am very well. Chilly Willy on the way to work this morning, though.
Oh, lovely. I love this. This is very lovely kind of autumn weather, though, isn't it? Sort of clipped and sunny.
Yeah, it is a very nice time of the year. Very nice time of the year. And it's a time to... I kind of like our last few weeks have been going up in the positive stakes, because there was a time but where I think we were both a little bit like, oh no, what's going to go? What's happening? But today we've got 3 holy crap ideas from the pages of Ideologue.
I like holy crap ideas, and we are particularly good at developing in New Zealand, aren't we? We just... I don't know, I think we have ingenuity running through the veins, and we're not particularly good at making money out of them, but, oh well, you know, you've got to be good at something and you've got to be bad at some other things, don't you? And some of it comes from surprising places. Do you know about the SKA project, the Square Kilometre Array? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Never.
It's been going for a while, but for some reason it just bubbles below the PR radar, but it could be one of the most important projects to be based in New Zealand. It's a radio astronomy project that's funded by the European Union to the tune of some billions of dollars, and the the plan is for it to be based in New Zealand and Australia. So if you could imagine, instead of having a telescope, one telescope that points into the sky, if you could have telescopes as far apart as possible that could sort of triangulate, if you will, a part of the universe. So you have a really wide base. That would allow you to see very far into the universe. That's what the Square Kilometre Array project is.
Okay.
So they will have bases in as far away as Perth and the northern tip of the Northern Territories, and then Invercargill and the far north. And by spreading the base of it so wide, you're able to see very far into the universe. But the problem is that it's a contestable exercise, and it's come down to 2 regions, Africa and New Zealand. Africa and Australasia, I should say.
To actually have one of these bases?
Yes, that's right. In fact, there'll be multiple bases, but spread across Australasia. And if we win the project, it would be by far the largest or most powerful telescope or radio telescope in the world, and would bring a host of research money, researchers, and a kind of make New Zealand, Australia a centre of radio astronomy.
And so one would imagine that it wouldn't just rely on radio waves, it would be relying on fast broadband as well.
Yep. Well, there you go. You'd need a big fat pipe to communicate to the rest of the world, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That kind of stuff comes with it. So, you know, there would be investment from New Zealand to justify the arrival of the project, but we're in a terrific position because the Southern Hemisphere, of course, has a great sky.
Yeah.
Much more interesting sky than the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, I was looking at a map last night. I happened to be on the Xbox 360 of people who are online at the moment at that point. And it was showing a darkened world and with the lights of people online all around the world. And it was, of course, North America, you know, it was really bright and everything. And New Zealand was really bright, but gosh, we're so far out on our own, way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, we do have a brilliant sky, don't we? And of course, we have low levels of dust in the atmosphere. So, you know, we have a very clear sky as well. All of it. Now, the interesting thing here is that the project has arrived not kind of almost by accident, because Sergei Gulyev, who is a professor at AUT, turns out to be one of the world's leading radio astronomers, and left Russia in the early 90s and arrived at AUT one day and literally said, "Hello, I can teach maths," and got a job and has been quite instrumental in driving the SKA project for New Zealand.
Oh, good on him.
Interesting guy. So, you know, I don't know why people are against immigration. I'm not.
Well, as long as we can find these people who are highly qualified the right jobs as opposed to going straight into driving taxis.
Oh, that's right. Or maybe they might create their own jobs and bring a whole lot more to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Another absolutely cool idea, which probably has had some airway coverage before, but has just taken a major step forward, is Aquaflow Bionomics. As you know about this company in Blenheim that literally takes the poo from the good folks of Blenheim and turns it into bio-crude, which can then be extracted into diesel or other forms of useful fuel.
I thought poo was bad enough, but you turn it into crude poo?
Yeah, exactly. You could drive your car on it, mate. No, what they do is they have ponds of algae, wild algae, that will grow on top of the waste treatment plants down in Blenheim. And, of course, algae is very rich in oil, and so they're able to extract the oil and refine it and turn it into a type of diesel.
Cool.
To the point where, not just any old stuff. They've actually been able to create, relatively decent batches of highly refined fuel for use in cars or such things. Now, what they've done, so this is a proven plant and it's working, and they're doing all sorts of testing. And one of their aims is to get it to a point where you could actually put it into a 40-foot container and deliver it to any part of the world. And they've just got a project, a $1.5 million project to build such a thing in the States with the Department of Energy. And it's a combination of the Department of Energy, but also, he said, flicking to the story, a company called Honeywell, who they're a big manufacturing company. And what they do is they pump out heaps of carbon dioxide and other nasty shit into the atmosphere through their factories. They're going to capture this carbon dioxide, plough it into ponds where the algae will do their magic on the ponds and turn it into fuel.
Oh, aren't they clever? Clever buggers, aren't they? Yeah, but we obviously need more of this, and as the price of petrol rises, and we're going to have to start looking for alternatives like this. So this is great.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool, and I believe that Aquaflow have got another project coming up. And then the last one, very cute little idea, is bike stands in Wellington are being made out of recycled car tyres, and they're taking these car tyres and crushing them down, and then forming them into shapes and dotted around town. These sort of soft but firm bikes that you can attach your own bike to.
Bike stands.
Bike stands.
So, individual bike stands or places where you park your bike into.
They're literally where you can lean your bike up to and just padlock it to the frame. But of course, it's not just bike stuff, bike stands that you can make these things into, but they're making them to all sorts of different shapes. But the ones they've got going at the moment are bike stands, and they're also advertising little ornaments that you can pick. I'm looking to picture one now, sponsored by Contact Energy.
Right, so they're obviously nice and soft, so they won't damage your bike, but they're also very firm.
Exactly, and they look cool.
Oh, that's great.
So there's so much happening out there, Wammo, and the issue, as we've touched on before, is how do we commercialise this stuff? And that seems to be the bit that New Zealand is weak in, and that's a mixture of a small amount of capital. We're far away from markets, and perhaps don't have the resident skills that they have in other places. Export. Exactly.
3 holy crap ideas from Idealogue magazine. Thanks very much, Vincent Heeringa.
It's a pleasure.
And you can find Idealogue magazine also online, idealogue.co.nz. It's